Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, hi, I'm Tatiana. Very nice to meet you. And I usually make beauty and lifestyle videos, but today I am pushing myself out of my comfort zone for my first video that I'm filming in 2020, and it is, obviously you clicked on it, a budget video. So I am not one to be a finance guru or anything, but I have gotten really into personal finance and budgeting and cash envelopes the last 6 to 8 months of 2019, and I really enjoy it, and I thought it would be great to share with you guys kind of what I've learned and what has helped me and what I'm improving on in 2020, and we can all be about our cash money this year, because you know, at the end of the year when you're looking at your pay stub and it tells you year to date what your income was, and then you're thinking like, how did I make this amount of money but I have no money saved at all, or like no money at all, because you are spending so much and you don't know where it's going. And yeah, that's where budgeting comes handy. And I know it's very adulting of me to be caring about my finances and to be writing it down every month, and it's something I never would have thought of for myself, but you know, until I'm rich, this is what I gotta do. I'm just kidding. Before I start off the video, I just wanted to give a quick little disclaimer that, again, I am not a personal finance guru of any sorts. This is just what I've learned, tips and tricks, and how I created my budget. So hopefully you guys find something helpful, and if you guys do, definitely let me know. If you use any of my tips, tricks, my budget outline, anything, let me know. I would love to know if it's helping you out and if it works good for you like it's working for me. But before I jump into my budget, I wanted to talk about my cash envelope slash sinking funds. And here they are here. I made some new ones for the new year. I'm very excited about it. Like I said, adulting, right? Like, who gets excited about envelopes? I don't know. But these are going to be a great for the year. If you guys want to know how to make your own, I'm gonna link this girl's video down below, because I was watching her video at work and this is how I found out how she made them, and it definitely looks a lot better than my last year envelopes that I made myself at work. And she used a laminating machine, which is why I made them at work, because I do not have a laminating machine. So I'll link her video down below, but I have personally 4 envelopes that I think are going to be very good for the year. And if you guys don't know what sinking fund slash envelope, cash envelope savings is, it's basically saving for a big expense that you know is going to come up with throughout the year that you don't really want or can pay all at once without like putting it on a credit card or something if you don't want to do that. This helps a whole lot. So usually people make one for Christmas, and I am one of those people. So I make one for Christmas, I make one for vacation, because vacation is important to me. And then I also make one for my car now. I was watching the girl's video and she made one for her car. It might have been someone else's video. I've been in a deep, dark hole on budgeting videos. But yeah, so she made one for her car, so I was like, that's a good idea. So car maintenance, car registration, that's what I'm using it for, because this last year I had to pay my car payment, my car registration, and buy new tires all in 1 month, and it was absolutely terrible. So that is why I have a car registration fund. Like I said, I have vacation, gifts, and Christmas. And what you do for your sinking funds, cash envelopes, whatever you want to call them, what you do for that is you figure out how much is it that you need and by what date, and that's kind of how you figure out how much you should put in there every week or every month, or you kind of just put in whatever you want. It's really up to you. I am trying to be a little bit more strict with myself in my cash envelopes this year, so I went ahead and figured out by what date I need everything. And my tip is to be very honest with yourself on when it is that you need that money, and take that into account when figuring out how much to pull out every week or every month. So my mistake last year was I put my end goal was December 25th for Christmas. In my mind, that's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep saving through December. And I'm like, no, I actually started my Christmas shopping in November. So this year, since I have such a head start, last year I did not. I told you I started probably mid-year with my cash envelopes. But since this year I have a whole 12 months basically, I actually made my due date for my Christmas envelope, for example, November. So the first week of November is when I should have all my money, so then I can use all that money and budget accordingly and use only that for my Christmas expenses. With that being said, you kind of want to do that for any envelope that you're doing. Vacation is very important for me, and last year I ended up saving a lot of money, or not really a lot of money, but I ended up saving enough to pay for my vacation this year, so it doesn't even have to come out of my budget this year. So I took that same amount, I added some to it, and that's how much I want to have by the end of this year to kind of use towards a big vacation next year. Or depends on how my year is going, and then I can pick through it for smaller vacations if I need to. Basically, the key to success with the envelopes is being very honest with yourself and figuring out how much it is that you need and when do you need it by, and then realistically, how does that fit into your everyday budget, and if you are able to pull out that amount. So you kind of just have to figure that out yourself, and I'll get more into how I figured out the amount for my cash envelopes as I get into how I made my budget for 2020. So we're gonna go switch gears a little bit, get off of the cash envelope so much, and then go into how I made my. So what I like to do for every budget, so I made a overall 2020 budget, kind of what it is that I want ideally. Not necessarily did I make it realistic when I first made it, but it ends up working for me. So you can do it that way. You can make a pre-budget, a pre-goal. So your savings goal, uneducated, I want to say, you can make that. Or you can do what I did when I went through to make my more detailed 2020 budget. So what you want to do is take your annual income minus taxes and any auto withdrawals for 401k that you might have. So that will give you a better idea on how much of it as your actual take-home income. Makes sense, right? Seems very simple. So you can do that by either looking at your taxes from last year if nothing has changed. It works really well if you are paid salary. It's pretty easy to figure that out, how much it is minus your taxes and everything. Or you could just look at your previous paychecks and see how much it is that your actual take home is, and then multiply that by the 52 weeks of the year, and that is your actual take home amount. And then what you want to do is tally up all your fixed expenses and subtract that from your take home. So that will give you a better idea of what your disposable income is on a monthly or weekly basis, however you decide to divide it up for yourself. So your fixed expenses, as you know, or you may not know, are all of your bills that you have to pay every month. So that includes any subscriptions, your workout subscriptions, your car payment, your student loan if you're paying that off, phone bill, internet, whatever it is that you pay for, that has to come out every month. So you can easily figure that out by just remembering it, like off the top of your head. Or what helps is you can go back to your previous statements from your bank account, your credit cards, and see what is getting pulled out of where every month. And then you want to write that out. So I use Google Docs, and I do an Excel sheet on Google Docs. It's just called Sheets. And then I add up everything and I write it down too. So I have, for example, monthly income. This month I get paid 5 times because the weeks are a little bit stretched out, and I got paid on the 1st of this month. So I have 5 checks, and I have that all written out of what my actual take home is after taxes. So I have that tallied out. Then I have my fixed expenses tallied out. So my insurance, my 24-hour fitness, my class, my Hulu, my Sprint, Audible, student loan, Comcast, those are all my fixed expenses, and those are all tallied out. So you go ahead and also put the due date so you see what is due first. And I also like to write out where it is coming out from, because a lot of my bills I do have on different credit cards, so I can get those points for those fixed expenses I have to spend no matter what. You can go into detail on your sheet if you would like to. And then I have my credit card balances and due dates on my spreadsheet as well. Just so it's, when I pull up my spreadsheet, I can just be refreshed and reminded of what I have coming. And then that'll also give me a better idea on how to allocate money throughout the month to get those credit card payments paid off and pretty much zeroed out at the end of the month. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes it does. And then I also have how much I want to go to my cash envelopes. So that's how those come back in. That's kind of my detailed spreadsheet of my budget. And then I have it broken up by paycheck as well. So I know where my money is going per paycheck. And so sometimes I have a bill that is due the same week. And so that means less money can go towards paying off the credit card, or less money can go towards going to my savings that week. And then you just got to go through the weeks and see where you can pull out a little bit more, where you can pull out a little bit less. So that really comes into play after you figure out how much you need to take out for your cash envelopes and how much you want to take out for your savings goals if you have some. So whatever I say towards saving goals, you can switch that out and use that towards debt repayment if you have to pay your debt back. I don't have any outstanding debt besides like my car payment, which is fine. And then my student loan is only a couple $1,000s, so it's not too crazy. So I have paying a little bit more than the minimum for it, and it's totally good to go. Everything else after your fixed expenses, when you calculate it, how much is your disposable income, and then that's what you're going to use towards your cash envelopes and towards your savings goals. So how you figure out your cash envelopes and how you figure out your savings goals, you can do one or the other first. I don't remember if I did one or the other first. I think I just did it combined. I don't know how, but I have like a savings goal for this amount of money, and I want that by the end of the year. My savings goal is not necessarily on a strict due date, like, oh, July or something. End of the year, as long as I have X amount of money saved, I'll feel good about myself, basically. And that goes towards my investments as well, and my cash envelopes as well. So my cash envelopes, like I said, are on their own due dates when I need to have that money in there. So you want to take the amount of money that you need. So my car registration, for example, is $428. That's what it was last year, and that's what I'm going off of, and that is due in September. So I take that 428 and divide it by however many weeks I have until September, and that equals $12 a week. So I can pull out $12 every week from my paycheck, or I can pull it out at the end of the month. But I find it easier to do it weekly because it keeps me on my toes and keeps the money out of my account from me using it and into the cash envelopes. That is the point of the cash envelopes. So you're not using it. You like to use your debit card willy-nilly. And then I have my Christmas and vacation, and I calculated that as well. And basically how much money I need to take out for my envelopes is about $180. It was a little bit less, and I rounded it up to $180 because it makes it easier for you to not short yourself. That's what I've learned. So like if you have to take out $30 for the week for your cash envelopes, for example, you have to take out $40 when you go to an ATM, or $20, and sometimes I would catch myself taking out the $20 instead of the $40 and just not paying myself that extra $10 for my cash envelope. So don't do that. Kind of round it up and figure out where you want to put those extra dollars or few cents or whatever it may be into which envelope you think is most important for you. Or you can just stash it away and put that into extra fun savings that you want. Anyway, so that's pretty much how I do things around here. I don't know if I'm missing anything. If I missed anything, definitely let me know in the comments below, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. This is kind of just an overview of everything. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you guys did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos coming soon in 2020. And Happy New Year. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.